All three of us, sorry. Just break it down for me.
Yeah, so Mike DiNapoli, Mel Fressenberg, I don't know his last name off the top of my head.
And they're all supposed to have access via this.
Yep.
What is this road called
Amity
again?
Lane.
Amity Lane. So it is a private road, correct?
It is a non-exclusive easement. So it is a private road that the county has recognized as a street.
Okay.
Which I have all the paperwork on and the history of. You want a jacket? It's chilly.
Yeah, and just after you explain, so there's this guy, and then you said someone named Mel.
Mel, who owns a property, he's out of Denver area, and then us, we're the far back property.
Okay.
And
can you access your property without going through here, or do you have to go through here?
I have to go through here.
Okay.
This is the only road in and out. And this is, I mean, my dad developed this.
Yeah.
So keep in mind, this was 100 and something acres. And back in the early 2000s, my dad bought the whole thing and subdivided it into these three parcels. So she was already here.
Okay.
Or she just bought it or something. But anyway, this was like a 2-track road that was nothing.
Yeah.
And we made this is the short version. This became the official ingress and egress for everybody, her included.
Yeah.
Because the previous owner granted it to her. Now she thinks it's hers. I mean, you can see. Private driveway, no trespassing. Her property line, seriously, is 400 yards over there. Doesn't this look like the entrance to her ranch?
You know, when I was looking at the map, it looked like this was part of her property.
Yeah.
At least according to our GIS map. I'm not too sure if you want to look at that with me.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. 'Cause
Okay.
I've looked at the county GIS map quite a bit and everything else.
Yeah. Because it looked like most of this drive was within, what is their last name? Like
Fitzsimmons?
Fitzsimmons, that's what it is. So maybe it was
It's a non-exclusive easement
Okay.
that runs through here.
Okay.
It's not private property.
Correct. Okay.
Right.
For sure. All right. So let me just.
I'm gonna grab a cookie.
Okay.
This storm.
Okay, so you were definitely right. This comes through Danapoli.
Yeah.
And which one's your property?
So that far back one.
This one?
Next one over.
So there's no address on it, or?
There's not, because it hasn't been established. That's actually what has caused her to get all up and upset, is the fact that I got ready to develop a road and got all of our easements marked out. We got and that's why I came out here too. I've got a bunch of engineering stakes running along easements, showing everything else. Also why I'm extremely educated in this. Mm-hmm. I'm a developer in town. We have a lot of property. We do a lot of stuff like this. So I'm not just guessing at what's going on. I've done a full case study on this. Had multiple civil engineers involved, multiple lawyers involved, all sorts of different parties that are experts.
Right.
And we've all kept telling her. She has a letter from the civil engineer, and she has a letter from a lawyer who's a land lawyer. I don't know if you know Sally Clausen in town, but she knows real estate really well.
Right.
And contract law.
Yeah.
And she's actually the one that originally wrote up the contracts for the easement and notarized. What was her notary?
Right.
They both mailed her and said, "You're crazy. You're wrong. This is a non-exclusive easement. It's public for everybody. We know it well." And I had engineering mark it. They came through. They've checked all the points, put it on satellite, the whole nine. It's the same exact easement that she has, we have, and we actually have an earlier one of it.
Right.
And she, for some reason, cannot get it through her head that this is not her driveway. It is a non-exclusive easement for everybody out here to use.
Yeah, I don't know much about civil law or anything like that, so.
No.
Yeah. So okay, you're saying so it's Michael. Or
yeah,
here.
Fitzsimmons, and he says call him. He's on standby because he'd like to press charges.
Or Michael DiNapoli.
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 That's the old owner.
Okay, so who lives here now?
Oh no, what did I just say?
Fitzsimmons.
Oh, I'm sorry. Names. Dinopoli. Mike
Okay.
Dinopoli.
So Mike Dinopoli.
That's who's on call. Yeah.
You, John, or this says John
It's
Hanley.
my dad.
Okay, so this is the property that you have.
Yep.
I guess. Hold on, just one
No,
moment.
take it.
Hey, this is Steven. Hey. I did not. 189-107.
Route first 1322.
First 1322.
American Stagecoach and you can show me off duty. Have a good night.
Have a heavy man. 17.
There she is. I'm pretty sure that's her.
Yeah, this is a street. It's an actual, I guess, private driveway, but it's like multiple people need to access it to get to their property.
It's a dedicated street.
It is a dedicated street from the county.
I have the paperwork on that too.
Wait, I'm sorry, can you say that again? Okay. Yep, I believe it's Kathleen Fitzsimmons, so she might be coming here in just a minute, so yeah, I think that's an appropriate charge. Because I was looking at some other ones, like possibly obstruction of justice, if someone had an emergency, but that isn't the case right now. But yeah, this one looks perfect for this situation.
Route Charlie 60.
Yeah, I'm right here now and it's still locked.
Can you show all patients on service? Have a good evening.
How many residents is she blocking access
At
to?
the moment, it's just her and his are the only two permanent residents.
So there's only 2 permanent residences that,
I'm in the process of
and the RP right now doesn't have a permanent residence out there, but he needs to access that property for, well, it's his property, he needs to access it. So at the moment, she's only half blocking one person because they actually built their own kind of road, seasonal road, around it. But she is blocking the RP, at least, from getting to his property that he needs to access.
And she's blocking construction is really what she's trying to stop.
Okay.
She just doesn't want us working.
It's a property. It's not an official residence at this moment. Yeah, it doesn't look like it according to the statute. Well, it looks like she came, saw me, and turned around and left. At least, do you believe that was her?
Maybe. She has a white Ford just like it, but it could have
Okay.
been these neighbors. I don't know.
Oh yeah, well she has a white Ford, and we just saw a white Ford crest over the hill, see us, and turn around and leave.
She has a current trespassing too.
Yeah, I guess I could walk up there. About how far up is that house?
It's a good run. You can drive through. Mike's fine with it.
Okay.
You can just drive right around and you'll find your way.
Okay.
There is another person normally up there. His name's John. That stays with her.
Okay, yeah, I'll see if she's there, and if she is, I'll charge her with that. Alright, thanks for helping me look for that. Alright, will do, thank you. Alright, bye.
This is a weird one, man.
Yeah, everything...
Copy, show me en route.
Yeah, because everything I was looking at, you know, it didn't really look like it would be a actual criminal thing unless like the crime I was looking at was obstruction of justice. If you needed emergency services and they can't get there because of a
Right.
locked gate, that could be something, or false imprisonment, but that doesn't really fit, especially with a road you could technically access if you needed to.
Which he doesn't have year-round access to that.
Yeah.
It's just something he cut because she continually was blocking him. I guess he's had to walk like a bunch of times. She'll just abandon cars on the road
Yeah.
and tractors and stuff, and then he'll have to walk up to his house. So finally he said, screw this. He was trying not to pick a fight. He's kind of a, not pacifist, but like he doesn't like a lot of confrontation.
Yeah.
But now it's just gotten out of hand, and he's got other people, also neighbors, that have his back more so now.
Okay. And you were explaining to me multiple neighbors, but it seems like it's just you and him.
And Mel.
Which
The
one's
the
Mel?
middle guy.
Melvin? Okay, but he doesn't have a address there, so
No.
he's in the same
Same
situation?
situation as me. He's trying to develop that and move up here. She blocked him actually from purchasing the property. She reported the company that was the real estate agent that was selling it.
Okay.
She reported her for false advertisement of a property to Fat Cat. No, different. Whatever. It's a government agency that oversees licensing for like real estate agents.
Yeah.
She reported and said, "Oh, it was Sotheby's. That's who it was." And she said they're advertising this property as they have an easement, and they don't. And so she threw this huge mess. They get to mediation, and she doesn't show up. And so a case gets thrown out, and they end up selling the property to him. Well, now we go and design a road to go in. Dock goes up,
Okay.
and now she's locking it. And we've, like I said, we've written her official letters. We've done all sorts of stuff. I'd like to get her criminally charged.
Yeah, well, I mean, this criminal charge seems to fit. It's obstructing highway or other passageway.
Okay.
So,
Perfect.
because did she give you access to the combination of the lock?
Nobody.
Did she give that to anyone else? No. Okay. Yeah, it seems like the most appropriate charge. So.
And she's gonna, of course, scream. And then, so here's the two things. One, this is private property. This isn't her property. Mike wants to tear this down.
Yeah.
When she erected it, they said you can't tear it down. We talked to lawyers. Don't tear it down. She'll sue you for damages of property. I mean, but I'm sure she will. And then he said, but if she locks it, then you can tear it right out because it's like
Blocking your access.
blocking your access.
Yeah.
And that makes it criminal. So I want to make sure that whatever we do, make sure we can tear it out, essentially.
Okay.
And whatever we charge her with says, yeah, you got to get this thing off. Clearly,
Yeah.
this is illegal.
And again, I'm no expert on civil law, so that's something I would definitely rely on your lawyers.
Well, it's
For that.
it's a nightmare, dude.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing is, it's gonna cost us like $20,000 to get rid of her. Just
Really?
to take her to court and get a
Oh, yeah.
judgment is gonna be like $20,000.
Yeah.
Well, why do we have to spend $20,000? Because she's just throwing a pissy contest. That's all she's doing. She's just getting pissed at everybody. Whereas in this situation, now that she's obstructing everybody, we can actually, say, no, you're doing criminal activities and not have to take her to civil court and get a judgment in what would be a criminal court, which would be huge.
Yeah.
And anything else, I mean, if there's anything else you can charge her with, like hostilities or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of, at this point, what I was going to do is I was just going to gather the information, forward the information to the district attorney, because there wasn't anything I could think of, but there's these little obscure statutes that no one has ever heard of that come in handy for instances like this.
I'm
So.
sure she's not the first person to do this, but
Well, it's the first I've heard of in 5 years, actually. Because most times you go up there and you say, hey, like, you're bordering the line of criminal action here. And they're like, okay, that's it.
well, they already told her that when because he posted a sign saying, this gate is on private property, cease and desist.